Hi, good morning. This is Dr. Rod again. Welcome again to the class. And today I just want to go ahead and provide you just a little bit of information to go ahead and pull the course together for you. Chapter 1, of course, is going to go ahead and cover the basics of what is operations management. And I want you to understand that operations management is useful not only in production but also in services. You're able to go ahead and forecast a great deal of things and then go ahead and plan for those things such as human resources, inventory, that type of thing from the forecasts. So, and this applies to both production, excuse me, you'd think I was nervous in front of the camera. Anyways, it applies to production and services as well. So in the first chapter, what you're going to look at is the ability to go ahead and see how, by adjusting different factors such as labor, capital, or machinery, assets, that type of thing, capital equipment, that you can go ahead and increase productivity. The ironic piece to this is that you can increase productivity and have no market. However, that's an assumption that we leave aside in this particular chapter. You'll do a few problems for that, and then you'll go ahead and go from there and move into Chapter 4. Chapter 4 then, of course, is very important because it starts the process of understanding forecasting. And forecasting can be used in dependent demand or independent demand, and you'll go ahead and cover independent demand in Chapter 12, and I'll go ahead and save that topic for later as to what that is. But for forecasting overall, what you're looking for here, keep in mind that the forecasting is about projecting revenue. So typically a sales force will go ahead and sit down and they'll go ahead and figure out how many more new customers they can add to go ahead and increase sales by 10% so that a company can be more productive. Well, in the process of going ahead and increasing sales by 10%, of course, you may have to go ahead and outsource. You may have to go ahead and build a new wholly owned subsidiary. You may have to go ahead and joint venture. So you might have to go ahead and restructure your company a little bit to go ahead and meet your forecasting. Additionally, the forecast will go ahead and indicate not only how much you're going to increase revenue, and it'll also go ahead and sort of drive that structural piece, but it'll also go ahead and drive human resources. So for instance, if you want to increase sales by 10%, then what you'll do is you'll need to go ahead and figure out how you're going to hire and train people to go ahead and fit that. Additionally, as you move through the book itself in particular, you'll see how rearrangement through facilities layouts, capacities layouts, process layout, those types of things will go ahead and also help support that very initial forecast, which is very important. Keep in mind that forecasting really is truly very important, and it takes companies a lot of months to go ahead and make their forecasts, just simply because that is what's used to help drive capital sales, stock sales. Okay, so that forecast is really important. The other thing that you should recall, though, is that forecasts for operational budgets are very myopic. They're very short term. Managers tend to focus on sales. They tend to not focus on what can benefit their business unit over the long term because they're so focused on that profit-driven line. And so this is where we can see that conflict between agency theory, that conflict between the shareholders and the management and the customers and those types of things. So this whole, while you may not consider production operations management as a topic that will go ahead and pull your entire management education into one spot, it really does. The other thing that is very important about forecasting, of course, is that it allows you to go ahead and lean down your company. So you're able to go ahead and forecast your particular independent demand, and the piece that we won't study, of course, is the dependent demand, which is forecasting for all the things that you'll need to go ahead and put together that end product. And we'll look at inventory forecasting and demand from two sides, from the side of the customer, where the end product is going to the customer, and then from the side of the supplier to you as their customer. The other thing that I'll go ahead and mention at this point is that, well, okay, let me come back to that. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and just switch over to some housekeeping real fast then. I've emailed the syllabus, and I'm going to go ahead and get it posted up to Blackboard here momentarily. To all of those folks who are on, they have their jet engines warming up and are about ready to pull their wheels up and move up to the next chapters, starting with Chapter 7. My intent is tomorrow to go ahead and get the study plan up, verify the homework and the quizzes are correct, and I'll get that set up for you. So if for some reason you get to Chapter 7 before the end of the week, all you jet setters, then by all means, please give me 24 hours notice and just let me go ahead and confirm that everything is ready to go before we step out there. Otherwise, it causes some problems. Also, I've sent out the syllabus again. You'll note that the assignments are daily. The deadlines are suggested so that you can go ahead and roll over into the weekend to go ahead and get caught up if you need to. The other thing is the case studies are assigned out on MyOM Lab. And I noted this in the syllabus, but I'll go ahead and say it again anyways, is that once you go ahead and download those case studies, then basically what you're going to have happen is MyOM Lab will go ahead and immediately give you the points for each case study. So what that means is that even though you've been awarded 100 points just for opening up the case studies, go ahead and do it right now. Okay, no, right after the video is over. Go ahead and give it a try. And then what will happen is you'll do your case study, you'll load it up to Blackboard, and if the case study itself is not worth 100 points, if for some reason I evaluate it and even though your work may feel like you've put in 100 points worth, if the work needs to be improved, then I might potentially go ahead and decrease that particular grade. So please do not conclude or assume that the 100 points that you get from opening up the case studies is 100 points for free. The work still needs to be accomplished. Other than that, I can't think of anything else that needs to be shared right at this moment. And I'm struggling still to figure out what it was that I was going to say, and I lost it. So, and that's the problem with not having really good notes when you get started on these things and doing impromptu videos. Anyways, please email me, call me, whatever needs to be done. The information's on the syllabus, and I will go ahead and see you in a day or so to go ahead and talk a little bit about processes and those types of things. And so, with that, have a great day, have a great start to the course, and if you need anything, please let me know. Thank you.